Here we are at the Freelance Conference, FREECON 17, with Mike McDermott. He just walked off the stage, and great presentation. Let me just ask you a little bit about one of the slides that you had. And it says, the courage to change your mind. I think that the people watching may be interested in, who didn't hear you give the talk. Tell us a little bit about that. The courage to change your mind in anything in life or in a business aspect, or how does that work?
So I told a story where I basically was like a caricature of one point of view, and along the way decided to change and go in another direction, right? And some might say heresy or whatever, but for me it was a pretty logical thing. And I guess the point is I had a certain mindset and point of view, and I think the trick is to not be beholden to that mindset. It's a tool of yours. You should have an informed point of view and a reason for having it, as opposed to being completely entrapped by it. And I came by it honestly, and when it came time to change it, I did. And I think that's hard to do sometimes. I think sometimes people A, don't realize they're beholden, or B, don't have the courage to go in a different direction. And I think both those things, there's going to be points in your life and your journey and your career and your business where it's important to make those decisions. Few and far between, but they come up.
Absolutely, absolutely, and I love that. It does take courage, and you have to take action kind of to get out of that rut, maybe, or if you're feeling beholden to something.
Sometimes things can just hold you back, right? They can be like you're still going, but there's like an anchor tied to you as you're like you're dragging a cinder block down the trail while you're trying to run, and it's like maybe I should just cut the cord and run without the cinder block for a while, but. It's always an order of operations. It's probably not the first thing you do, but at some point you might want to change your mind.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think that's great. Tell me, I don't know that I heard you talk about one particular mentor, but what do you think about mentoring and having somebody else who's maybe been there before? Because if you do change your mind and you drop the cinder block and go a totally different direction, how do you find a mentor?
I might go so far as to say you might need the mentor or mentors to help you drop the cinder block.
That's right.
Anyhow, but so yeah, my saying is I like to collect advisors, and I guess I've always I've had maybe a bit of a knack for that over the years, and it's not like a social climbing thing. It's just when I meet somebody who I believe in, and who has done something that I sort of admire or respect, if I have the opportunity to sit down with them, I'll be pretty forthright and say, these are all the problems I'm dealing with right now. This one, and seek their guidance. And what I've found is generally, if you lay yourself bare and you ask for help, those who've been there before kind of recognize the purity of that act and want to help, and then you start a relationship. And so that's how I've thought about it. And what I used to think like one person could help me solve all my problems, and I've gone along. It's like, actually no, you need a collection of them, and that's important. And I'm fortunate to have one now.
Absolutely. So now, how do you give that back? Have people come to you? I'm sure people have. And how do you manage your time? Because you're a busy guy. Yeah. How do you manage your time with that?
So I think a couple ways to look at this now. So I'll also just say, like, I don't think I was a natural coach and mentor, but I've sort of grown into doing that, and I get a lot of energy from it now. The way I think about it now is I've done things like, I'm based in Toronto. I want to see the Toronto ecosystem expand and grow, and it's remarkable, not unlike Austin where we are today. Toronto is on fire, one of the best sort of top 10 cities in the world for tech and startups. And I'd like to think I've actually played a pretty big hand in that through, there's some mass things I've done, like just making events happen for people so they all mentor each other. And I've spent my time on those higher leverage things. I've done things like Wednesday nights for like a couple of years. I would, by recommendation through my network, or I'd go out with an entrepreneur. And the deal was, you pick the place, it's got to be somewhere I haven't been before, and it's good, and I pay.
Wow, I love that.
And so it's like a Wednesday night kind of community thing. Now I have 2 kids under 2, so I'm not doing that right now, but it is, those are ways. And then really, and this is the truly selfish thing, is I've picked a shorter list of people I spend more time with outside the building, and I direct a lot of my energy to people inside the building. We're 300 plus people now, growing fast, and so there's a lot of, I'll never be able to find enough hours to do all the mentoring the people that I work with would benefit from. So
Sure, that's great. Tell me also one more thing, and that is about you've got an event coming up, I guess, next week, a free event.
Yeah. That's right. We at FreshBooks, kind of really know how hard it is to work for yourself and how rare it is to find places to commune and other like-minded folks where you get that energy that's like, oh geez, I'm on the right path, these are my people, all that kind of thing. So we've started a thing we call I Make a Living, and it's really a conference that's, or not even a conference, it's like we run them in a series of cities. They're free. We just tell our customers they can bring their friends, everybody's welcome, and we have some speakers. And it's usually in the morning, it's like an hour or two, and it's kind of like soul food for working on your own and nothing more. And the whole thing is about honesty. It's where we talk about like, the challenges, like the real challenges. This is not the polished up, we're not inviting people in who are like, let me tell you how great I am. This is the like, no, actually, like last month I lost 90% of my revenue, and now I'm like drawn from my bank loan yeah, we can all relate to that, right? Because we've been there. So it's more that kind of a conversation, and it's it's been great so far. And yeah, we're in Austin September the 13th.
And the name of it again?
I Make a Living.
I Make a Living. I love that. That's a great, very innovative idea. Tell people where they can find you and a little bit anything else that you'd like to say about FreshBooks.
Okay. Hi, I'm Mike. Thanks for listening. And you can find FreshBooks at freshbooks.com if you're looking for ridiculously easy to use accounting software on the cloud, built exclusively for folks who get paid for their time and expertise, self-employed folks, self-employed in their teams. That is who we serve and do so proudly.
That's fantastic. Thanks so much, Mike.